Good evening to one and all present here. I am your Sergeant Kam, Toastmaster Ishita, and I welcome you all to meeting number 312 of the Amrita Toastmasters Club. Here at the Amrita Toastmasters Club, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Before we begin our 312th meeting, I request everyone to please keep
Yeah,
their mobiles switched off or on mute.
go ahead.
Also, uh, I'm sorry. All right, I'll continue. Before we begin our 312th meeting, I request everyone to please keep their mobile switched off or on mute. Also, a disclaimer: discussion of sex, religion, and politics is prohibited in adherence to the rules of Toastmasters International, and mentions of the institution is also prohibited. Kindly try to use formal language and refrain from swearing or using offensive language during the meeting. Fortunately, midsems have bested us, and here we are in another online meeting. However, let's not allow the online meeting to limit our interactions. So please ensure that you keep your videos on and your mics off. Also, do not spam the chat box while a speaker is speaking so that we can minimize disruptions. Finally, a reminder: voting and suggestion forms will be sent at the end of each meeting, so please ensure that you duly fill it. I would like to now hand over control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sean.
Please keep I'm current trouble. Forgive me, I say if I go switch off my phone, I think it would be detrimental to the meeting if I were to shut down my phone right now. So, yes, meeting number 312. The theme for today, as given by our table topics master, Toastmaster Kalyani, is uh, breaking chains. It was the exact one. Let me just confirm. Yes, so breaking barriers, right? Breaking barriers. It's a sort of thing that we are doing every single day. Every moment that we've lived, we are always breaking some sort of barrier. We're always making a new milestone, even if we're not it's not like very celebrated. It might be the first time you, I don't know, went to AB1 today, or it might be the first time you tried something new today. And that itself, I think, counts as a barrier. Being able to, do something new. Uh, Sorry, I'm still collecting all my thoughts. Uh, while I collect my thoughts, we have a bunch of guests joining us today. If all of you would like to introduce yourself, guest Harle, uh, let ah, am I back? Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? All right. Yes, Harilaya, would you like to introduce yourself? One second, please. Yes, Harilaya is still there. It would be awkward if she wasn't. Yes, Harilaya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sean, I don't think she's in the meeting. I think she left.
Well, well, that was awkward then. Uh, Given that I've been telling her name for a bit. Oh no, she's back, I think. Yes, Harilaya, would you like to introduce yourself to the club? Well, moving on to our next guest, Sai Shreya. Yes, Sai Shreya. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. Would you like to introduce yourself to the club?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? I'm sorry, I'm not able to turn on the camera right now. I'm so sorry about that. Uh, but about myself, I'm Saishta Nair and I'm from BTech Aerospace Department and second year. So it's nice to meet you all. This is the first time I came for the Toastmasters meeting. And Kalyani, she was the one who introduced me about this, what all happens in this. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. This is all new to me, so I hope you all cooperate with me and we'll be good.
Thank you so much, guest Aisha. Uh, guest Suba, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, this is Subha here. Oh, first of all, am I audible? Cool. This is Subha
Yes.
here. I'm from Mumbai, FIBSC, first year basically, zoology my major, and I have come to ATC, like this is my third meeting so far. So yes, that is about me.
Thank you, guest Shubha. Guest Harilaya, you've joined us once again. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Am I audible? So I'm Harilaya from second BA Mass Communication, and this is the second meeting I'm taking part. So yeah, so I'll definitely try to interact better than what I was in the first meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Harilaya. Guest Gomati, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm already a Toastmaster, and this is the second time I'm coming to this Amrita Toastmaster Club. It's very young and energetic, so I want to join.
Toastmaster Gomati, good to have you back. Uh, guest,
Okay.
guest Sriram, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, yes, Sriram, would you like to introduce yourself? All right, I think he's having some sort of issue. Guest Gohan, again, I'm not sure if I pronounced your name properly. If I didn't, my apology. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, am I audible first of all? Yeah, I'm myself Guhan. I'm from AI department. This is my first meeting, and then yeah, I'm very excited. And then let's go. I don't know how it goes. Fine. Yeah. Hi everyone.
Thank you for joining us today, both to the Toastmasters and to the guests. I know for us second years and third years, it's an exam season. We're all busy with exams. Thankfully, it's the weekend. Yay! I can finally catch up on all the sleep I've missed out on the past 1 week, staying up till 4 a.m. studying for exams, or so I believe. You might find me awake at 3 a.m. scrolling through reels. And that might be another bad day.
Sean, your voice is breaking. Can you like move to a place where there's better network?
Well, I shall try. Essentially, what I said was thank you guys for joining the meeting. I know that it's exam season, but it's finally the weekend. Thank you for choosing to come to our meeting as the first thing as part of your weekend. With that, I'd like to hand over control to Toastmaster Subhashini, who is the general evaluator for the meeting.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
So good evening everyone, my name is Subhashini and I will be your general evaluator for today. So let me explain what the role of general evaluator is. So I'll be looking at how the meeting proceedings are going, how it was before, were all the role players on time, was the meeting start on time, and how everything else in the meeting happens. And towards the end, I will be delivering my report. Now, this is a pretty big task and I can't do it alone. So I have a team that is called the tag team to help me out, which consists of the timer, accountant, and grammarian. And so one by one, I'll call them up and they will explain their roles. And please listen carefully. So I'd like to call upon the timer for today, Toastmaster Namita. Over to you, Toastmaster Namita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini. Good evening, all. I am Namita and happy to see you all at the start of the weekend, as Toastmaster Sean said. And today, as my role suggests, I'll be timing all your speeches. The timings for today is, as we only have table topic session today, the timing will be 2 minutes, where I'll be showing you the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. All these speeches will have a buffer time of 30 seconds. All the best to all of you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namita. Moving on to the accountant. Let me call upon our accountant for today, Toastmaster Veda, to introduce her role. Over to you, Toastmaster Veda.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Veda, and I'll be your accountant for today. So my role is to help us become more aware of certain unnecessary filler words or filler words that we use while speaking. These includes words like like, so, etc. Or we may also repeat a few phrases that we say sometimes during our speech. So throughout the meeting, I will be listening carefully and noting down any such phrases that you use during your speech. And at the end, I will provide a small report highlighting where these filler words were used. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veda. Now, let's move on to the last member of the tag team, the grammarian, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini. Good evening, everyone. I will be your grammarian for the day. This is the first time I've ever taken this role up, so do bear with me. I will be making note of both good and bad uses of grammar. It is simply to help you improve and to point out those who use excellent grammar. The word of the day is something I get to decide as the grammarian. And when I saw the poster that we had, chains, I thought of what words can we use that are fancy words for the word break? Because that's all it's about, is breaking barriers, breaking chains. So I came up with the word atomize. The meaning is to either reduce to atoms or to break up into smaller parts. For example, he atomized the task by dividing it into smaller problems and dealt with it manageably. I will be posting it in the chat and I do hope you use it. I will be calling, I'm sorry, I don't have any candy like Toastmaster Ishita did, but I will be mentioning you at the end if you do use it. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. So, as I mentioned earlier, I will present my report at the end of the meeting. And with that, I would like to pass over control to our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Kalyani, who has picked such a wonderful theme for us. So let's see what questions she has in store for us. Over to you, Toastmaster Kalyani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashni. So, as today's theme suggests on the poster, hope all of you saw today's poster, and in that, the theme is breaking barriers. So, it refers to overcoming obstacles, limitations, or restrictions that prevent us from progress or hinder the achievement that we have set for certain goals. So, this concept can be applied in various areas of our life, and I have created few table topics based on this. So, who would want to take the first table topic? Any volunteers, or should I pick? Samir, how about you?
You can't say no to the table topic, master. Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. So, your topic is, what's the
Hmm.
most creative way you have broken the awkward meeting silence barrier? Should I repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the question is, what's the most creative way you have broken the awkward meeting silence barrier? Like, you were in a meeting, like imagine it was your first Toastmaster meeting and everybody was pretty silent around you, and you broke the barrier of silence by talking something or something related to that. About you, elaborate on your first Toastmaster meeting or something like that.
Okay. I'll I'll talk about the first time I had my first offline meeting in the campus. The first ATC meeting I had was online. But yeah, when it's online, it's somewhat easier for me. But when it's offline, when I was having to face people that I did not know, it was a bit hard. But fortunately, the topic made it easy for me. The question was simply this: we were given a hostage situation where you're on a plane with hostages. You're a guy with a parachute. Now, the question that matters for every person participating in the table topic round was which supervillain you are. And I was given the supervillain of being Joker. And around that time, I tell you, the Joker is someone I had pretty much of an interest in. So what I did was I thought of weird ways in which I could go psychotic and do all those crazy things. And I simply went back to Dark Knight's Joker, like Christopher Nolan's Joker, where he did, where he just showed, it's like hanging the stick in front of the donkey. And then when the donkey is about to grab it, he just burns it. So I was like, okay, fine, let's just do something like that with the parachute. Including again the parachute, I asked them to fight for it, blah, blah, blah. And then when they're coming for it, I'm like, okay, here's your parachute, I throw it out of the plane. And then I jump out of it without enough parachute myself. So that was my plan. And honestly, it worked out great because I was so engrossed in it. And I did not notice how worried I was. I was more interested about being Joker and being psychotic there. But that's not advisable. Let's not go psychotic. I don't want to be a psycho. That's my advice, friends. Back to you, tabletop masters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir, for sharing your first table topic experience. So next, I like to call upon Toastmaster Shubha. Toastmaster Shubha, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are
Okay,
audible.
so yeah. Okay, so your question is, if AI could break any one annoying daily barrier for you, what would it be? Like, for example, taking laundry robots or self-cleaning kitchens. I can go on and on, but you want me to repeat the question again?
No, I understood the question. Okay, so firstly, AI and me don't go very well. I am not a person fond of computers. That is one fact about me. And next, I don't like using technology so much. And if I were to use AI to help me in one daily task, so I am actually a part of one club in my college, which requires me to write reports daily and edit them continuously. And it's a very tedious and tiresome job, and I hate doing it honestly. So if I could pick up one thing, I would like AI to just edit those docs, like those reports, but at the same time in plagiarism check it shouldn't be found that AI has done it. Like, what is the point if it is clearly seen that AI has done it? So that is one thing that I would like AI to take over, but it shouldn't have the tagline of AI taking over. And one more thing, I'm not an organized person. I keep my room very messy, and my mom scolds me quite a lot for it. So I would like AI to basically take over, like robots to take over that business, and I don't want to worry about folding clothes, which I am really bad at, and also organizing my table and basically every other thing that goes around it. And basically, you know, breaking these particular, I am not good at having these. This is not good habit, and it's not something that I necessarily like doing, but at the same time, I would just give it to AI if possible. So that is that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubha. So, who wants to go next? How about we call a guest? Guest Harilaya, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so your question is, living in the 21st century, do you think physical and mental disabilities are treated as they should be, or are they seen differently and discriminated? Should I repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, living in the 21st century, do you think physical and mental disabilities are treated as they should be, or are they seen differently and discriminated?
Uh, so, in my perspective, I think people have normalized the fact of having physical and mental disability. Because when you look back, when somebody is having a physical disability, people would mock at them, or people would, create a sort of discomfort to them. But nowadays, a sense of a feeling, a sense of grief has been shown to them, which at one point I feel is too much for them. I think they should be treated in the most normal way possible because they have the capabilities to do the same thing that we do. So I think that grief is also being overrated, the mental disability and the physical. So I feel like it's been the sense of having that is being overrated. I think we must let things like that so that we all look we all we all are treated equally. So I feel like the concept of mental and physical, especially mental disability, is being overrated among society, especially in teenagers, because now I encounter to see a lot of teenagers with pretty simple issues saying that I have a mental disability, I have a mental pressure that is going on. So I think things must be taken a little lightly so that uh, we feel that we all are equal. So this is my view on.
Thank you, guest Harilaya, for sharing your perspective towards the statement. So, next, I would like to call upon guest Sai Shreya.
Yeah,
Yes, Sai.
thank you.
Okay, so your topic is, have you ever experienced barriers to personal growth? If then, how did you overcome them? If not, if you ever encounter a barrier towards your personal growth, how would you overcome it if you haven't faced one till now? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Okay. No, I understood. Thank you, Toastmaster Kalyani. So, yeah, I have overcome with one of such personal barriers. See, I'm there in an art club and I dance. I think I dance pretty fine. So when I was younger, because of my height issue, there were people who used to think that I can't dance well. I can't go with the people. So I used to stand in the front, or either I couldn't dance with them because it didn't match with them. But then I had to prove them that I'm not like it's my height is not just the factor that determines my dance or something. So for that, I felt bad. It's not that I could have grown all of a sec, all of, in just a second. I could not have grown. But then the next time we had a performance. We had to choreograph a dance, and each one of us had to do it individually. It was a solo dance competition, and it was due in like 2 days. We were informed 2 days before that, and everyone who was there in the professional dance, except me, because I was not selected for this because of my height issue. So because of this, I actually got the first prize in that because I think I did a pretty good choreo. So I got the first prize in that, and then yeah, that's pretty much my story. Because my dance ma'am also used to say that maybe I'm not that good in dancing, but yeah, I just proved it wrong. I think I overcame my barrier. So thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kalyani.
Thank you, guest Sai Shreya, for sharing your experience. Next, I'd like to call up Toastmaster Sean.
Hello. I'll do my
Yeah.
best. That doesn't cut out in
Okay.
between.
Okay. So your question is, if fear didn't exist, what barrier would you break tomorrow?
Sorry, could you repeat that? If
Yeah, sure. So if fear didn't exist, what barrier would you break tomorrow?
fear, right? If fear didn't exist. I mean, at a core concept, fear is what keeps humans alive. Without fear, we just uh, go about doing like really stupid things like, I don't know, like jump off a tree or something and then just assume we'll survive. Uh, sorry, that was the first thing that came.
Toastmaster Sean, you're cutting out a lot. Sean?
I assume I'm audible.
Now you are.
If yeah, cool. At this point, I should just make my speech about breaking this network barrier because it's kind of annoying. The network has been scuffing in and out the entire day. That's my biggest barrier right now. I can't just sit in my room and just scroll through reels because the network keeps cutting out. There is no peace of mind in my room. So if fear wasn't a barrier, I think apart from the network barrier, I don't actually know what other barrier I would break because when you're stopped by a barrier, essentially you're afraid of what lies beyond that barrier. You're afraid of what lies what would happen if you break that barrier. That barrier is essentially it's your safe space of sort. It keeps you enclosed, but at least you're in a domain where you're in charge of everything, where you're in control of everything. And fear is the only reason why we are within that barrier. And without fear, I don't think we would have such a concept as a barrier because without being afraid of something, we could never stop ourselves. Uh, humanity would be unstoppable. I think we would also be extremely reckless. Like I mentioned before, the jumping off a tree incident. Uh, it would be like that, but like 10 times worse. Someone would try to see if they can actually digest uranium, which not recommended by the way. I've been told that it has like 100 billion calories or something. It's definitely not something you want in your stomach. Without barriers, I mean, without fear, humanity would have no barriers. Without barriers, we do some really stupid stuff. So yeah. Back to you. I don't think I answered it properly, but yeah, back to you, Toastmaster Kalyani.
Thank you, Sean, for bringing in the new perspective. When I created this question, I expected people to, not people, Toastmasters and the guests to answer it differently. But yeah, we all have different perspectives. That's what makes us us. So yeah. So next, I would like to call upon guest Guhan. Are you? Am I audible?
Yeah. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Oh,
Yeah, you are
okay.
audible. Okay. So your question is, if you could make a viral reel that breaks a social barrier, what would it show? You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, could you please repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. So if you could make a viral reel that breaks a social barrier, what would it show? Like the topic of the reel or the theme of the reel.
Okay. So if I want to make a reel that could demonstrate on breaking a barrier, I would say breaking the self-esteem, like self-doubt people having on themselves. That how could I do this? How could I may do this? Like something like that. And portraying something like people self-doubting their values or something. For example, like people who doesn't know things or doesn't know stuff, doesn't mean that they can't do anything. They could learn something, and it's possible. If a certain practice, it's possible to do anything. Is what I guess, or like it's what I believe in. So I have seen like people, and even I myself, it's like that. Self doubt is the biggest thing I need to withdraw and I have to start working on things. So yeah, if I want to do something like I would say about self doubt thing or like breaking that, but that's the barrier I need to break. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, guest Guhan. So next, who would want to do a table topic? Toastmaster Subhashni.
Yes, Master Kalyani.
Okay. So your topic is breaking barriers in gender roles and expectations, such as women entering male dominated fields like STEM or leadership positions, or challenging stereotypes around masculinity and femininity, etc. etc. Is it true, or are women still finding it hard to stay in STEM and continue their careers towards their middle age? Let it be STEM, or I can bring up another example of a career like racing. Do women still find it hard to stay in the career towards their middle age? Or do they drop it off halfway through? Like in case of STEM, do they carry it towards their middle age? And regarding racing, do they drop it off midway? Like, why is that still happening?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalyani. In case anyone heard this loud banging noise, that was me slamming my fist against the table because I was very excited about the topic. So thank you, Toastmaster Kalyani, for giving me a topic I am very passionate about. Now, especially let's look at STEM. So I do think there is a lot of difficulty in women maintaining their career, especially as they get to their middle age. And there's a plethora of factors. Some of them are familial, that a woman is expected around the age of 30 to leave behind her career that she worked in all her 20s for and just move into childbearing and child rearing mode. And once you get there, there really isn't this. People expect that she must no longer work. The same parents who invested millions of rupees into her education will say, now it's time for you to get married. And a lot of times, post marriage, women aren't expected to work. Or rather, even if they want to work, they aren't allowed to. And let's say they are allowed to. Even in offices, there is it has been statistically proven that in a lot of companies, the older you are, and if you're a woman, they prefer not to hire you because they would say they would list millions of reasons like, oh, she's going to get pregnant soon, she's going to take days off of work, and she's going to be running around her family, like career is no longer going to be her priority. So all these factors being in mind, I think there is also this whole in there is this stigma where after a point you're just expected to stop working because you and a lot of women end up doing this. I don't think it's wrong to prioritize your family at all, but there are internalized stigmas as well, like, okay, I'm this old now, do I really have to keep working? I have hopefully a partner who supports me and my children financially, and so people just stop working. And overall, I think that despite so many women being in this room, right, so many female engineers, I think there's still an overall stigma. And um, another thing, especially when it comes to STEM leadership, is that there are a lot of people who are simply unable to hold leadership roles in STEM and in other fields as being a woman, especially because there's a huge subset of the population that will not just listen to the superior, a woman, a female manager, just because she's a woman. And when you hear things like this in the workplace, she's a woman, who cares what she's talking about, then you're just not going to want to work anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashni. While making the question, this was the answer I expected. And I knew the question should go to somebody like you with such a mindset. So, yeah. Next, Toastmaster Gomati. Am I audible?
Yes.
Toastmaster Gomati?
Yes.
Yeah. So, your question is, what future technological advancements could break the barriers we face right now in the 21st century?
Barriers that women face, or generally?
No, in general. In general. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, what future technological advancements could break the barriers we are facing today in the 21st century?
Okay. There are many barriers, like we have um, monotonous jobs, repetitive jobs. This can be through technologies like AI, the repeated jobs, and the jobs that doesn't need any innovation or creativity can be given to AI, or technology will take care of it. And for women, any technology that comes to 21st century will make the work easier for all of us. That is the prime aim of an technology, to make work easier. So I think cleaning or a household chores can be uh, given to robots. And the technology, there are some limitations, like um, the in a healthcare domain, it can robots can be a replacement for doctors. The surgery can become cheap, and it is affordable for many. Uh, these are the some of the things that in 21st century, or in the future, we may it may be of help to us. Thank you. Over to Kalyani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gomati. So, the last and final table topic, who would want to take it? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Okay, Toastmaster Ishita.
Yes,
Am I
Toastmaster
audible?
Kalyani.
Okay. So, What is the most funniest way you have seen someone break a social barrier? You want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
What is the most funniest way you have seen someone break a social barrier?
All right. Thank you for the table topic. Now, I don't know if this is egocentric to include myself as the example for this, but a couple of years ago, previously I had attended a summer camp, and the coordinator called me back so that I could help her with the new batch of kids. So the thing is, we often notice that there will be generational gaps between different batches, right? So it's not necessary that everyone gets along because of the age difference. So something I noticed was these eighth graders somehow thought of me as someone who is evil just because I was almost, well, double their age. But they wouldn't talk and they would refrain from mingling with me and a lot of the other coordinators. So it felt the generational gap, I would say, was really pretty bad. And at that time, all I could think about was optimizing the awkwardness because I did want to interact with them, but at the same time, it was really, really awkward. So the thing is, I would like to credit my clumsy self. I tripped over the carpet that they had set up in the central stage, and I ended up dropping a whole tray filled with drinks on myself. And somehow they decided that was something that kids their age would do. And on they decided to start mingling with me and called me Jusu Tarelita Chechi, which means the sister who dropped the drinks on the floor. It was the best, I think, the term I've heard throughout that camp duration because while it was awkward for me, they decided that they could laugh at my expense. So, yes, I would say that while the generational gap proved itself to be quite horrible for me, it did have its good use because I managed to break the barriers and become friends with a bunch of people who were making fun of me at the end of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kalyani.
You, Toastmaster Ishita, for sharing that funny experience that you had at camp while. Okay, I forgot the storyline in between. Sorry for that. So I hope we all got different perspectives of how breaking barriers and breaking um, all sorts of different sorts of barriers came to us. So yeah, I'd like to hand over the meeting back to Toastmaster Subhashni.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Karani, for your wonderful session. So before I present you with my report, I would like to first call upon the timer, Toastmaster Namita, to present her report. Over to you, Toastmaster Namita.
Good evening again, everyone. Today's meeting was really good with the topics that.
Toastmaster Namada, you're muted.
Okay, breaking another barrier. I spoke so much in vain. Now I'm not gonna repeat everything. I'm just diving into my job as a timer. Toastmaster Samir.
Toastmaster Namada, you're muted again.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop today. It's playing with me, I guess. Toastmaster Samir, you spoke for 1 minute 10 seconds. Guest Shubha, you spoke for 1 minute 40 seconds, 47 seconds. Guest Harleya spoke for 1 minute 10 seconds. Guest Sai Sreya, you spoke for 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Sean, even though it was very hard to time you, I figured it out to be 1 minute 55 seconds. Guest Guhan, you spoke for 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Subhashni, you spoke for 2 minutes 20 seconds. Guest Gomati, you spoke for 1 minute 28 seconds. And Toastmaster Ishita, you spoke for 1 minute 26 seconds. Kudos to all of you. Over back to you, Toastmaster Subhashni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namita, for that report. And moving on, I'd like to call upon our accountant, Toastmaster Veda, to present her report. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Veda, for agreeing to do the role very last minute. I called her at 6 saying, "Hey, can you do the role?" And she'd accept it so gracefully. Thank you so much. And over to you, Toastmaster Veda.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shambhashini. And I would like to say that it's the hardest job to be the accountant because I am trying to listen to all your beautiful perspectives about life, and I'm not able to listen to it with all my attention because I have to write down and note a few things on my notebook. So, anyway, moving on. So, Toastmaster Sameer, you repeated a few words around 4 times. You had two one stutter, one like, and one Toastmaster Subha, you repeated a few words 3 times. You had one so, one just, and one like. Guest Harilaya, you had one one and one stutter. Guest Saishra, you had one 8 and one like. Toastmaster Sean, you had 5 likes, one just, one cuz, one stutter, and 2 times you repeated a few words. Guest Gohan, you had 4 likes, one something. You repeated the word something, and you repeated more other words 4 times. You had 2 stutters. Toastmaster Subhashini, you had 2 one stutter, and you repeated a few words 3 times. Toastmaster Gomati, you had 23 three times you repeated a few words, one stutter, and 3 ums. Toastmaster Ishita, you had one and that is all. And back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veda. Now I'd like to call upon our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhashini. I must say, everyone, a lot of barriers have been broken. A lot of life's worries have been atomized, but that is the magic of Toastmasters on a Friday evening. So lovely to have you all here. And I must say, you've made my work quite easy. There wasn't a lot to look for in terms of bad grammar. First, I would like to say, Toastmaster Sameer, I don't know whether this is a compliment to you or not. It's hanging the carrot in front of a donkey, not the stick in front of the donkey. I don't think that's quite the message you wanted to present. The phrase "find it very tedious and tiresome" could have just been "find it tedious and tiresome." I keep my room very messy. You could have just said "I leave my room very messy," because we don't tend to want it messy. Then a sense of appeal, I would say a sense of empathy would have suited the phrase much better. Mock them would have just been enough. I have done pretty fine. I think I'd have done pretty well would have been a better use over there. Each one of us, it could have just been each of us. That already is implied with the word each. Self-doubt people have on themselves. I think self-doubt people have would have been enough. It conveys the meaning quite sufficiently. People who doesn't know, people who don't know. Any technology that comes to 21st century, you could just say any 21st century technology. It is basically the same thing. It sounds cleaner when you say it too. Robot can be replacement for doctors. I think a better way to say it would be doctors can be replaced by robots. That way it shows how one overtakes the other. And as for the good usages, Toastmaster Sean, he had a lot of them. Unfortunately, I don't see him here. I hope he is. Fear keeps humans alive. Great phrase. Scuffing in and out. This is the first time I've heard anyone use the word scuffing, so I will give him credit for that. And you're in the domain you're in charge of, which I thought was excellent. It describes fear to a T. You're in the domain you're in charge of, so you're a prisoner with golden shackles. Then Toastmaster Subhashini, amazing speech, as always. You had this one line which I thought was particularly striking at the beginning of your speech. Leave behind career for childbearing and child-rearing mode. Almost as if you have to shift your very being of life from one purpose to another without your own consent. I thought it was very striking. And Toastmaster Ishita, credit my clumsy self. I thought that was a wonderful way to describe yourself. And I may have missed out a few. I'm sorry if I have. And I would like to know that no one used the word atomized during the meeting, which is slightly disappointing, but I understand it's not an easy word to integrate, but thank you nevertheless. I think that's the end of my report. Back to you, Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. So today's meeting was, I think, mildly chaotic thanks to the network issues. I had a lot of network issues as well. And despite all of that, we had such a fun time. So, yay. we started the meeting at 6:03, which is not too bad. But next time, especially all role players, please be there on time. And in case of any last minute dropout, please try to let us know 10 minutes ahead of the meeting time. And let me know, especially. I'm talking as Toastmaster Subhashini, the Vice President Education. Um, so moving on, we had such a wonderful topic today that I really wish we could have had this meeting in person to dissect it a lot better. And it was quite an interesting theme. So good job, Toastmaster Kalyani, for picking out such a wonderful theme. And the topics were also really, really great, and I enjoyed all of it. And they were very insightful, and that is quite nice. However, I do think some of the questions were a little too long. So I think you can shorten the questions and provide explanation if the speaker asks for it. So just like trim down your questions as much as possible the next time. But really, really great questions. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Moving on, I didn't see a lot of other issues with the rest of the meeting. Great job, my tag team, the timer, our counter grammarian, all of you performers did a really, really good job, and that's helped us have a meeting so well. So without with that's all I have to say. Thank you to all the speakers, and yes, just the whole point of this is to just speak, so you don't have to worry too much about how you sound. Just volunteer for table topics and just go on. Also, side note, Toastmaster Kalyani and Toastmaster Veda, I am Toastmaster Subha, that is guest Subha. And
Exactly. I wanted to correct in between, but I was like, that just won't look good. So
I have to admit, me being cranky and sleepy today, I was whining, I am Toastmaster
So
Subha.
sorry.
And so with that, I'd like to pass over control to the president, Toastmaster Sean.
I don't think Toastmaster Sean is here, Toastmaster Bashi. That makes you the presiding officer.
Oh no, he is in the meeting. I see him in the meeting.
Is he? Oh, there he is.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Got cut out for a small second over there. Thank you to everyone for attending today's meeting. We should have a forms link shared by the Southern Dance Toastmaster Ishita soon. Please take a moment of your time, fill out the form. You can give feedback about this meeting. You can vote for your favorite speakers, your favorite role players. So, do we have any announcements to be made, Toastmaster Subhashini?
Yes. So good evening,
Uh,
everyone. Can I? Okay. Um. So so there's like two clarifications I wanted to do. First off, this is especially to all the Toastmasters. In so typically, what the procedure used to be was that the Toastmaster of the day, which is a role we haven't had in a very long time, would pick the theme of the meeting. But since we do not have the time for a TMOD anymore, the table topics master will be the one who picks the theme. And so next time you sign up to be a table topics master, please pick that role. I also see a lot of our members picking the tag team over and over again. Please expand your expertise. Please sign up for more roles, like the general evaluator and the table topics master. So the next thing is that so every time we are delivering a speech in Toastmasters, we have something called as the level and project. Now, for that, you have to log onto your Basecamp before you deliver your speech, go to the level, click start, and go through the material that they've given, then download your evaluation from there, and then deliver the speech. Once you're done with the speech, there is a little quiz you have to take post speech, and then submit your level completions. Now, from the beginning of the term, there have been many speeches, but no one, not level completion, I'm sorry, speech completion. From the beginning of this term, there have been many speeches given, but no one has yet to send me a speech completion request. So anyone who's delivered a speech in this term, I kindly request you to go and submit your speech completions. So once that is done, that will help us get points for the club that, okay, these many people have started completing levels. And so I request all of you to do that. And if you haven't started your speeches yet, like now from the next time, basically start with that, like start that and then volunteer, sign up for a speech. I hope that was clear, and thank you. I will pass over control to Toastmaster Sean. Toastmaster
Thank you
Sean.
so much on Basecamp once you're done. Can be made on time. Then I hope all of you are voting in the forms. Uh, the link, if you haven't noticed, it has been sent in the chat. I hope this meeting was fun to all of you. I hope it helps to maybe atomize that one barrier that's been stopping you from doing that one thing over the weekend. So whether it's studying, whether if it's just, going back to that hobby you said you'd follow up with and then you never did, or that one hobby that you bought the materials for and then you never touched it after buying it. If this meeting could help you atomize the barrier for that, I think I could call this a very successful meeting. So thank you all for attending the meeting. I'm not closing. Uh, I will. Ishita has everyone vote.
We have one more person remaining.
Have you voted, Ishita? Oh, just note that we have the club account here as well. That is not to be counted as a person.
We had 15 people and it should be 14. I am yet to receive one more.
All right.
I think Toastmaster Gomez left. Can you just check if it was her?
No, I have her response.
While we wait, uh, Toastmaster, sorry, guest Sai Shreya, how was your first meeting? How was your first Toastmasters meeting?
Me, it was like in the starting, I actually expected it. I was very scared what to speak about. All of a sudden, will I be able to speak? Because I've never attended such a meeting ever. Yeah, I have done extempore speeches before, but it's not like there will be many people listening to it. So I was kind of scared. But then, I mean, everything here looks welcoming. So I'm pretty sure if it's a in meeting, like offline meeting, it will be pretty welcoming, and I'll be pretty much influenced by it. And the Toastmasters also are very, very nice to me. So thank you for pointing out my mistakes, and I really have very much fun.
Thank you very much. I hope the next time we have an in-person meeting, you are able to attend as well. With that, I've gotten the results for the forms. The best role player for today was the general evaluator, Toastmaster Subhashini. The best auxiliary role player was the grammarian, Toastmaster Aditya. And the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Subhashini. Congratulations to all of the winners. And with that, I hope you've had an excellent meeting. I hope you've had a very fun meeting. And like I mentioned before, I hope it has helped to, well, it will help you atomize one of the barriers that, has been stopping you from doing an action, doing some activity over the weekend. I hope you have a very productive and fruitful weekend. That I conclude meeting number 312 of the Amrita Toastmasters Club. Free to stay. Feel free to network. And right before that, I think we have to take a group photo. So if you could all show on your camera, we can have a group photo before
If all the guests and Toastmasters could switch on their videos, we'll be taking the group photo now.
Excuse
Guest
me.
Harilaya? Yeah,
I
would you be able to turn on
have
your
a
video?
problem with my I have a problem with my cam, so
Oh, no worries, no worries. It's fine. All right, thank you, everybody. We've taken the picture.